for your Mayor Ed Lee in the House. Your Attorney General Kamala Harris. And a couple outstanding members of Congress, Barbara Lee and Pete Stark. It appears that John Legend and Michael Franti did a pretty good job firing you up. San Francisco 49ers. Your quarterback, Alex Smith, and tight end, Vernon Davis. I've had a chance to meet them. They seem like wonderful young men and just so impressive and poised. And so I can't help but wish them the best of luck until they play my Bears in week 11. You guys have been having fun. Now we got to get down to business. We're here because we've got some work to do. We're here because we got an election to win. We're here because everything we fought for in 2008 is on the line in 2012. And I'm going to need your help to finish what we started. 4 years ago, I made a few commitments to you. I told you I'd end the war in Iraq, and I did. I said I'd end the war in Afghanistan, and we are. I said we'd refocus on the people who actually attacked us on 9/11, and today Al-Qaeda's on its heels, and Osama bin Laden is no more. I promised to cut taxes for middle-class families, and we have by $3,600. I promised to cut taxes for small business owners, and we have 18 times. We got back every dime used to rescue the banks, and we passed a law to end taxpayer-funded Wall Street bailouts for good. We passed healthcare reform, also known as AKA Obamacare. Because I do care. I care that folks with pre-existing conditions can still get insurance. I care that your insurance companies don't jerk you around. I care that we make sure that being a woman is not considered a pre-existing condition. I told you that we would make sure that nobody who serves this country so bravely will ever be kicked out of the military because of who they are or who they are. Detroit go bankrupt. We said, I don't think we're going to take your business advice. We reinvented a dying auto industry that's now back on top of the world. 3 years after the worst economic crisis of our lifetimes, our businesses have created more than 5 million new jobs. This past Friday, we found out that the unemployment rate had fallen from a height of 10% down to 7.8, the lowest level since. Manufacturers are coming back to America. Home values are on the rise. We are not there yet. We're not where we need to be yet. There's still too many Americans looking for work, too many families who are having trouble paying the bills, too many homes underwater, Too many young people burdened with debt from going to school. But if there's one thing I know, it is this. We have come too far to turn back now. The last thing we can afford in California right now is 4 years of the very same policies that led us into the mess in the first place. We spent 4 years cleaning it up. We don't want another mess. We can't allow that to happen. I won't allow it to happen. And that's why I'm running for a second term. I've seen too much pain and too much struggle to let this country get hit with another round of top-down economics. The centerpiece of my opponent, Governor Romney's economic plan, is a $5 trillion tax cut skewed towards the wealthy. He's been pitching this plan for almost 2 years now. Don't move, He stood up on stage during one of the primary debates, proudly promised that his tax cuts would include the top 1%. He promised this. But most of the economists who crunched the numbers said Governor Romney's plan would either blow up the deficit or raise taxes on the middle class. It's one or the other. That's how arithmetic works. So a few weeks ago, you can start seeing he's figuring out, well, this isn't maybe selling that well. And then a few nights ago, suddenly a guy pretending to be Mitt Romney stood on a stage next to him and said, he's changing his plan. He's just going to pretend it doesn't exist. What $5 trillion tax cut? I don't know anything about a $5 trillion tax cut. Don't pay any attention to that tax cut behind the curtain. During the debate, he said, there is no economist who can say Mitt Romney's tax plan adds $5 trillion to the deficit if I say I will not add to the deficit with my tax plan. Thanks for clearing that up. We'll take your word for it. This was almost as believable as when he said he'd bring down our deficit by going after what has been the biggest driver of our debt and deficits over the last decade, public television. Yes, you didn't know this. For all you moms and kids out there, you should have confidence. Fine! Somebody is cracking down on Big Bird. Elmo has been seen in a white Suburban. He's driving for the work. Oscar's hiding out in his trash can. Cracking down on Governor Romney's plan is to let Wall Street run wild again, but he's going to bring the hammer down on Sesame Street. After the debate, I had a bunch of folks come and say, don't be so polite, don't be so nice. I want everybody to understand something. What was being presented wasn't leadership, that's salesmanship. Yeah! And we cannot afford another round of tax cuts for the wealthy. We can't afford to cut investments in education or clean energy or research and technology. We can't afford to roll back regulations on Wall Street banks or major polluters or insurance companies. That is not a jobs plan. That's not a plan to grow the economy. That's not change we can believe in, that's a relapse. We have been there. We have tried that. We are not going back. We are moving forward. That's why you're here. That's why we have to change our tax code so it stops rewarding companies that are shipping jobs overseas. I want to reward small businesses and manufacturers who are investing and taking root right here in the United States of America.